She's an old bat in a cowboy hat, reading case files on a cellular phone. Coffee stain maps on the kitchen table, red string on an evidence board shown. Screens glow blue in a bifocal glare, bookmark tabs like a secret armory, whispering dates like a spell to herself. I know who you are, you won't outrun me. Websleuths in the dead of night, turning every rumor into black and white, digging through the dirt till the truth bites back. Click, clack, click, clack. All bad in a cowboy hat, riding through the forums like a desert track, chasing down the lies till the truth comes back. No rest, no slack, she's coming through the wires, better watch your back. Got a fan club on a message board, username flashing like a wanted sign. Little avatars in a digital posse, follow every breadcrumb, every crooked line. She's got printout stuffed in a cardboard box, hidden under quilts in the cabin shed. Grins when the news plays a breaking story. I solved that puzzle 3 months ahead. Oh yeah. Websleuths in the dead of night, turning every rumor into black and white, digging through the dirt till the truth bites back. Click clack, click clack. All bad in a cowboy hat, riding through the forums like a desert track, chasing down the lies till the truth comes back. No rest, no slack, she's coming through the wires, better watch your back. You can change your name, you can ditch your past, but a screenshot saved is a clue that lasts. Websleuths in the dead of night, turning every rumor into black and white, digging through the dirt till the truth bites back. Click clack, click clack. All bad in a cowboy hat, riding through the forums like a desert track, chasing down the lies till the truth comes back. No rest, no slack, she's coming through the wires, better watch your back.
Sorry, just caught me off just caught me off guard, just a teeny tiny itsy bitsy little itty bitty bit. So hold on, I have a text I have to read here. Okay, I'll delete some. You know, you can. Let me bring Stacy up. Welcome everybody to Websleuths YouTube Live. Stacy, you can go in and delete a picture, okay?
Okay.
And then you can, yeah, and then you can just pick up. Let's delete McSpunky. McSpunky, you're going to be deleted. Okay, I'm sorry. You're deleted, McSpunky. There we go. Poor McSpunky, he's deleted. So go ahead and you can upload the picture, and then we'll talk about that in just a minute, okay? So hang tight here.
Okay.
We've got a couple of things that we're talking about. First of all, Samuel Bateman is on trial. Now, if you have seen the docuseries on Netflix called The False Prophet with Dr. Christine Marie, it's absolutely amazing how she was able to rescue these FLDS women from this maniac, this monster. Well, now he is facing child abuse charges in Flagstaff, Arizona. He's already been convicted. He pled guilty to his other charges of abuse of children, because he has these child brides, sometimes as young as 10, because, that's his religion. Well, Lauren Matthias and Hidden True Crime are at the trial right now. And tonight they're going to show you his testimony, because they have to wait for the audio and video to download to them. But in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to show you Samuel Bateman's opening statement. Now, keep in mind, in the audience there are women who support him. And they're dressed like the FLDS polygamists, with hair piled up, high neck dress, really long sleeves. And they're taking notes furiously because they still believe in him. And this is the man that takes child brides. This is a man whose parents give them their daughters because they think he has some sort of connection to God, and this is what God wants him to do. I'm telling you, anytime we're talking about these cults, it just has to do with old men having sex with young girls. That's it. There you go. And money. It's both of those things. It's crazy. So remember now, he is in Flagstaff, Arizona. He is charged state charges with abusing minors. And what happened was he had these girls in the back of this trailer, and we find out that the door was broken to the trailer. He knew it. He didn't care. Okay. These little kids were holding it shut. Well, people saw these little fingers sticking out of the back of this trailer. They didn't realize they were holding the door shut, so they didn't go flying out. And they called the police, and they pulled him over. And we've seen that body cam footage. And that's when they arrested him. Well, he is representing himself a la Lori Daybell. Mm-hmm. And again, thank goodness that Hidden True Crime is down there, Lauren Matthias, because she is getting video and audio of it, but she gets it after the day is over. So let's watch the opening statements with Sam Bateman. And he's talking really soft. He's trying to make it look like he's just this really kind, wonderful man, and he's anything but kind and wonderful. So let's get that. Here it is. Here, let me share this. Okay, this is Samuel Bateman. His opening statement, it's about 12 minutes long. Remember, he had little girls in the back of his trailer. They were his child brides. Here we go.
Well, I would ask that you would be patient with me, because this is my first time. I don't really know what I'm doing. But I've prepared something here, so.
You can't hear it. All right, if you'll speak up louder, Mr. Bateman, let's test the microphone, just make sure that it's plenty loud. Okay, just speak louder, okay?
Okay.
And you might move it up further on your lapel so it catches you better.
Okay. Anyway, I was just asking that you be patient with me, because I've never done this before. I've prepared some opening statements here. Okay, one thing I'd like to mention is that you will not hear, you just won't ever hear that they will prove that I would intentionally harm anyone. That's not even in my nature.
Okay, I've got the closed caption on, and he's not even speaking loud enough for the closed caption to hear. So you really have to listen. And he's doing this on purpose. He's trying to make him sound like this calm, loving, wonderful man. And if you have a headset, put that in, or just crank up your audio. You'll hear what he's saying, and it's a load of bull. And got about 11 minutes left. Here we go.
I'm a kind and loving father. I'm also made a heart with other people. So they will not prove it.
Sure, sorry.
So I can hear. I apologize. So I was just saying that you will not hear that I intentionally hurt anyone. They won't be able to prove it because it's not even in my heart. I'm a kind person, and when people ask things, I can't let them do it. And these girls like to do those things. They like to ride back in that trailer. We used to go on outings at least once a week, very often. And we'd go out in the movies, so they're used to riding in that trailer in the movies.
Sure, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can't hear him. And he's doing that on purpose. He's being an ass. This is so maddening.
We could do the hand microphone.
Okay.
And since you have the hand microphone, Mr. Bateman, I'll just remind you that if you want to use the podium, which has a stand for a microphone, you're welcome to do that. You're not required to. I just want to make sure that you know that and remember that that's available if you wish.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me okay there? Okay, we'll try it again. So I just ask you to be patient with me since this is my first time. I'm really not a lawyer. But I'm just saying that I'm a kind and loving father. That's just what I am. I'm very kind and gentle. And I don't ever willingly harm anybody. I don't even spank my children or anything like that, so. Also, please realize that the information or indictment is not evidence. I just ask you to make your ruling on facts and evidence, not on feelings or opinions. Or whatever stories you've heard. And also remember, as I say here, that I have a clean slate. Just a very clean slate, so please keep that in mind. And it is up to the state to prove their case, and when the government makes their opening statement, sorry. Yeah, I apologize for my notes here. But again, I'll just mention that the government will never prove that my intent was to harm them, because it's not my nature. And I'd also like to mention that I was already parked. It was, the government said that I paranoidly pulled over because Gary Crosby, I think is the name, pulled up beside me. But what actually happened is the girls in the trailer called me and said, "Hey, we're back here." And I was so shocked. I was like, "Oh my goodness." They said their hands were sticking out of the trailer, the back door. And so I pulled over immediately, and it just so happened to be that's right at the exact time that Gary Crosby pulled up behind me. And he pulled up real fast and just right behind my trailer. And so I kind of got paranoid. I was like, "Oh boy," but she had this like, I mean, it was like literally I was on the phone with those girls right when he pulled up beside me. So yeah, apparently it looked like I was really paranoid, which I kind of was anyway. But I will say that those girls asked me quite a few times if I could get back there. And I told them no at first, but then I just finally gave in. And it was done, I promise. I acknowledge it was done.
Okay, he's being an idiot. I think what he's trying to say is the girls wanted to go back there. He didn't want them to go back there, but they wanted to. So he's trying to play, of course, blame the victims. I'm telling you, if I was in that courtroom, I'd have to throw something at his head. I'm so angry listening to this. And what makes me even more angry is there are women in the courtroom supporting him, and they have children. And they're supporting this ass. So I'm not even sure if we're going to finish listening to it, but that's what he's trying to say here, is that they wanted to go in the back. So it wasn't his fault. Here we go.
Shouldn't have done it. And I'd like to mention that I was already in the parking lot parked for probably 4 or 5 minutes before the call service went up. So they didn't have the lights on. And I've had several attorneys, and they told me that is all important, is you have to be pulled over. I was already parked in the parking lot. Because those girls called me and told me they're back there with their hands out the door. So I was like, oh my goodness, so I pulled over. And some of the testimony you will hear that I swerved back and forth, yeah, that's because this guy followed me so close. And I knew that he was part of a city worker. So yeah, I was very paranoid. Okay, another question I have is the government claims that there was a 911 call But I asked, where's that person? There was nowhere to be found. And I just remind you that there were three cell phones back there. I think one of them actually didn't work, it just uses an iCloud. But at least 2 cell phones back there. And I'd also like to mention that that trailer is like you can tell, is an old crusty trailer, had holes all over it. I wasn't worried one bit worried about ventilation. I actually had quite a bit of ventilation. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't hot, but probably was hot. And they were on the phone with me at all times pretty much, as long as there was service. That's kind of how we traveled as a family. The whole group was probably about 40 people and maybe 5 or 6 vehicles in our caravans, pretty much everywhere we went. And we did a lot of outings. I also mentioned that on that previous stop on August 14th, actually on both these stops, I was shocked to know that they were back there. Why would any intelligent person head out when they knew somebody's back there at the door open? That's yeah, extremely dangerous. And also when they're in the side by side, like I said, it's the same 3 girls. They're very busy, courageous girls, and so they're the same ones that like to do that kind of stuff. So they asked me if they could get back there. In the side by side, I didn't know they were back there. Somebody told me they'd asked me, but I don't know if you've ever scheduled a trip or anything with a lot of people. You're busy, you don't know what's going on with 40 people. And somebody said that they'd asked me, but I didn't remember it, so I headed out. And when the officer pulled me over, he said, don't you have room in the front for him? I was just like, what are you talking about? Because I thought he was talking about little motorbikes or something. Those 2 little motorbikes. Why would he ask me to put those 2 little motorbikes up front? And then one of the girls in the passenger seat said, it's those 3 girls. I was like, oh my goodness, they're back there. So I guess what I'm trying to prove to you is that I don't want people. I'm kind of gentle. It's just my very nature. I'm sympathetic and empathetic.
He says, I'm trying to prove to you, I don't harm people. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, yeah. Hold on just a second here. Guys, hang on just a second. I need to check something. Hold on. Just a second. Okay, let's continue.
I'm not a child either. And I don't know if everybody should mention this here, but I will not be calling any of these people, asking questions. I care too much about their feelings, and I don't put pressure on them. So I have a deep concern about being profiled. Like there was a pretextual stop. There's just so many different aspects to this thing that the fact that it's pretextual. One of them was Officer C. Green. I saw the video cam later, and I don't know. They cut some of the stuff out, by the way. It's interesting that they cut a lot of the video stuff out. I went looking for it, couldn't find it, so somebody edited it. I'm not sure who it was, but I don't want to accuse, but it just wasn't matching the experience when I looked at it right first. But this is what he said, something similar.
Objection, hearsay, strike.
Sustained.
So this is what he said on that phone call.
Judge, we ask the court to order the individual not to say the statements. Thank you.
If the objection is sustained, I'll have the parties approach.
I apologize. this next one here. I will mention that this was a trip that was planned for like several weeks before. We were going to Scottsdale to a Grant Cardone conference, a real estate man. And
Okay, you know what? It's just bull. It's just a bunch of crap. Now, I want to ask you in chat. Lauren and Grayson just texted me and said that they are now showing live his testimony, and it's about an hour long. Do you guys want to see it? Now, this I think we'll be able to hear. So, they said I could live stream it straight from their channel. Do you guys want to see it? I'm interested in seeing it.
Me too.
Okay, then let's do that. Hang on here. I'm just going to turn that. That was just a bunch of crap anyway. So, okay, I've got this queued up to, this is Hidden True Crime that they're showing it right now.
That's very kind of them.
That is really kind of them. They didn't need to do that. So let me just fix this here. And here we go. Samuel Bateman takes the stand. Here we go.
Okay, Mr. Bateman, I know that you, just like the detective, you've seen me go through the same thing with everyone throughout the trial. Feel free to move everything around, move the microphone around, the directional. You and I both naturally have a low voice, so if you please speak up so that we're not into any issues with that. But whenever you're ready, my understanding is Advisory Council, Mr. Hartman-Strong, is going to ask the questions that you've prepared, and whenever the two of you are ready to proceed with that direct examination, you're free to do so.
okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Oh, just 1 second. If you'll, I realize it seems like just a formality, but if you'll state your full name for the record and spell your last name.
Yeah, Samuel Bateman, Bateman.
All right, with that, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Question number 1. Are you a religious person?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question number 2. Do you feel that you were targeted in this case?
I do. Objection, relevance is opinion about that.
Sustained. And the jury is directed to disregard the last answer and the question.
What did he ask? Hold on. I wish the closed caption isn't working. Did he use the R word?
I thought he said, do you feel that you've been targeted in this case?
Oh, okay. Because earlier somebody texted me and said he had used the R word. Okay.
Maybe
Here
he
we go.
did.
He does later, I think.
Targeted in this case?
I do. Objection, relevance is opinion about that.
Sustained. And the jury is directed to disregard the last answer and the question.
Question number 4. Why is it that the FLDS, or members of the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, seem so secretive?
Objection, character, religion, relevance, pre-trial motions and orders.
Sustained.
Has there been any change to the witnesses that were in the trailer and vehicle in this incident?
Objection for the question, relevance.
Could you reread the question, Mr. Armstrong?
Yes. Has there been any change to the witnesses that were in the trailer and vehicle in this case?
Sustained and relevance.
Do you meditate before traveling?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
When you were stopped, did the Flagstaff Police Department tell you or your passengers anything about the nature of the stop?
Objection, calls for hearsay.
Could you reread the question?
When you were stopped by the Flagstaff Police Department, did they tell you or your passengers anything about the nature of the stop?
The court will allow the question as it pertains only to Mr. Bateman.
Okay, yes. So they mentioned that they were just gonna let us go with a misdemeanor and that it was, we shouldn't do it anymore. And they were just gonna let us go until Officer Reed showed up, and then everything seems to change. after he got there.
Question 8, do you believe that a person's motive, that their mens rea has anything to do with how a person is judged?
Objection, I think this is argument, better safe than closing argument.
Sustained.
Question number 9, do you consider yourself an experienced driver? Or a careful person, I apologize.
Yes, I do. Actually, very careful. I try to calculate everything that I do. Make sure that there's not extreme dangers. I actually have a lot of experience in driving trucks and trailers for, I would say, several 100,000 miles. So,
Question 10, do you consider yourself a prophet?
Objection, relevance, pretrial motions.
Sustained.
Question 11, how do you feel about people describing your character?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 12, under what form of belief were you raised under?
Objection, relevance, pretrial motions.
Question 13, would you consider yourself to be kind and patient?
Objection, character, pretrial motions.
All allowed.
What a jerk. This is what happens when you represent yourself and you think that you are some sort of prophet, So again, this is so kind of hidden true crime to let us just live stream straight from their channel, right, Stacy?
Oh, very much so.
And it's hard for us to understand him. And I think he's doing that on purpose. This is what he's doing. He's trying to talk like this and just make him sound so soft, and he'd never heard anybody about it, and it's like, you just should be allowed to smack him. I think that should be legal. Let's see if we can understand what the hell this piece of garbage is saying. I'm so mad.
Allow it.
yes, I do. I'm an extremely caring person, and I'm very patient and kind, and I don't force people to do anything.
Question 14, why are there very few of your friends at your hearings?
Judge, relevance.
I don't have any friends.
Question 15, under what mindset did you raise your children?
Victims
Objection,
only.
relevance.
Sustained.
Question 16, do you care about your friends and family and about the people who were with you on this trip?
Yes, I do with all my heart. I love them more than my own.
Did you see that? He said, did you care about these people, this family on your trip? Did you care? And he sat there and he couldn't, the first thing you would do is go, of course I care. I love them. He sat there and looked around like a big doofus.
Oh,
Like
we had to think about it?
Yeah. And like he had a big stick rammed up his what.
Wow.
Oh, you guys, I am so maddening.
Question 17. Prior to being charged in this case, had you heard of a child abuse case before, and what were your beliefs on child abuse?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 18. Are you sympathetic towards children or the underprivileged?
Objection, relevance, character.
Sustained.
Question 19. While incarcerated, have you been in a fight or an argument?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 20. Would you describe yourself as a strong-willed person, or are you gullible?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 21. Do you believe in letting others make their own choices?
Objection, relevance.
I'll allow.
Yes, that's the basis of all that I believe is free agency, let everyone choose. Teach them correct principle, let them govern themselves.
Would you consider yourself a charismatic or persuasive person?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 23. Are you a deceitful person?
Objection, relevance, and the court's rules.
Sustained.
Question 24. When you left the last gas station that you stopped at, did you know that the girls were in the trailer?
I did not.
What do you
I
have?
apologize.
Okay.
Let me do a little further explanation on that. I knew they were in there the whole time, but my plan is when I got on the freeway, is to put them is to have them hop in the vehicles where they can be seated down, because I was concerned about the 75-mile-an-hour speed limits. And I saw Ruth get out of the trailer and head over to a different vehicle. And so I honestly thought that there's nobody in there, or else why on earth would I have left with the doors open?
Would it ever be your intent to do harm to people?
Objection, relevance, character.
Sustained.
Could you please explain in detail the 10 minutes before the stop eventually occurred in Flagstaff on August 28th of 2000, on August 28th, the day of the incident?
Yes, I can. So I came from 389 heading south, because we were going to Tucson to this Grant Cardone conference, and yes, well, and we stopped at Silver Saddle, and a gentleman approached us and seemed to be kind of a little bit angry. And so I was already a little bit on the edge. I was like, my goodness, when I heard that guy questioning us very firmly. And so I was already thinking, because I wanted to get him into vehicles before we hit the freeway. And so I was already planning on that. Then I left thinking that all those girls had got out of the trailer, and I was just assuming they closed it. I had no idea they were still back there. Anyway, I headed south on, I think it's 389 until you hit that the first road, crossroad, I'm not sure the names there. And there's also a freeway entrance right there. And I turned right and pulled off onto the freeway. And about, I think it was actually on the off ramp when I got the call from Dottie. I'm saying, hey, the store's open. And I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't know if I should pull over it, and I didn't know how far it was open or anything. And right around that time was when I saw Crosby right up behind me on the corner of the trailer. And so I was already just kind of a little bit on the edge. And I'd also had, I know people may not believe in telepathy or whatever you want to call it, but I'd already had some telepathic experiences when Mr. Horsley pulled me over.
Did you hear that? He said he'd already had some telepathic experiences before, and then I think he says the name of the cop pulled me over. What the hell is he even talking about? And look at him. He's
Weird.
this pudgy, greasy, as McSpunky said, a Richard cranium. Think about it. And there are women, they were there yesterday, I don't know if they're there today, they were in court that are supporting him. Now, again, they're wearing the traditional polygamist, hairstyles and clothing. But this guy is just disgusting. And I guess he thinks this is going to do it for him. He's delusional like Lori and Chad. Absolutely. Thinks that God's on his side.
Showed me that this is actually coming. Anyway, they may not believe it, but it's very scientific principles. So I was just really on the edge. And he pulled over, or pulled right behind me, and so I pulled off onto the side of the road. And he pulled me around just like you described, and then I pulled off on that first exit off the freeway again. I think it's like 1 mile or something between there. And I pulled off on there, not because he was following me particularly, but because I needed to get those girls the door closed on that trailer. And I was so jittery, I turned left, and just like you said, I turned left and pulled her over to the right. So it looked like it was pretty suspicious, no question about it. Anyway, I just went around the corner and it seemed like there's a Denny's or something, I'm not sure right there. U-Haul, yeah, and I pulled into the parking lot. And then just sat there for 4 or 5 minutes. And Crosby, I think his name is, I pulled in there and just sat there. And there were lights on or anything. And then a whole bunch of people showed up. And the rest you've seen.
Question 28. Did the girls have phones in the trailer, and if so, how many?
Yes, they did. They had 3. I think one of them was actually an iPod, but they had their phones on the whole time because I never traveled anyway. But I also was concerned to make sure they're safe.
During the course of this trip, did you feel that you were under increased mental pressure?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
What was your mental status at the time that you were pulled over?
I kind of in the last time, in the last question, I was just, kind of anxious. And some of the witnesses have said that I was always anxious around cops. So we've kind of been through a lot of experiences in our town. And we've had several raids and stuff. So pretty much everyone in that town is, we're just really reluctant when it comes to police officers. And by the way, I do appreciate them. I don't have anything against them at all. It's one of those weaknesses.
On your way to Flagstaff, did your group stop for the restroom at all?
One of the witnesses described that I'd used the restroom, but that is not even my nature. And I asked some of my family members last night if they remember that, and nobody remembers anything. And I just want to make that known.
Objection, you're saying to strike the last couple of statements.
Sustained. The court will order the last answer regarding hearsay statements by family members stricken. However, the answer in terms of Mr. Bateman's personal experience can be considered by the jury.
Question 35. Has there been anything in the testimony that you heard during this trial that has surprised you?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 36. What are your feelings about the laws of Arizona?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Do you think that is possible that an individual or an organization may have some prejudice against you or the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Have you become aware at any point of a so-called vendetta against you from any law enforcement agency or other organization?
Objection, relevance.
Idiot.
Question 39. What are a few of the core teachings of the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 40. Did any of the officers who were seen during the August 28th stop at issue come across as vindictive to you?
Objection, relevance.
Will you reread the question, Mr. Hartman?
Yes, Your Honor. Did any of the officers who were seen during the August 28th stop seem vindictive towards you?
And the objection is relevance.
Yes.
Overruled, all allow you to answer.
Yes, there seem to be really decent every one of them. And like I say, I have nothing against police officers. I really appreciate what they do. Our country wouldn't be safe without them. But I don't really want to mention his name, but I asked him several questions and he yelled at me right in the car. Almost like he had a preconceived decision on what he was going to do.
Question 42. How was it that the fingers of the alleged victims were sticking out of the door, yet the body cam footage viewed at trial shows officers unlatching the door from the outside?
This is my belief is that you can't. The vertical pipe going up the trailer door, I don't know if you've had experience with trailers, but you can latch the bottom door, the bottom latch, and you have to be pretty tough to get that to stretch that 1-inch pipe to bend. And get it to close on the top. I'm sure that maybe you have that experience. So there's just a discrepancy between the testimony and the video cam, the body cam stuff. It's just not matching. I mean, I'm sure that their fingers were sticking out. I know that. I was on the phone with them. I have a knowledge of that. But so I'm just a little bit reluctant to believe all the video cam stuff. And I'll just leave it at that.
During the August 14th stop that occurred in Mojave County involving the alleged victims riding as passengers in a UTV, why did you appear to be confused when you were contacted by law enforcement?
It's because I was confused. I had no idea those girls were back there. They said that they asked me, and they might have. I just forgot, and I'm so busy.
He just said he had no idea the girls were back there. Well, what did he think they were like? Did he leave them on the side of the road? I mean, they were going on a trip. Oh my God, this man, he is just an idiot. And Lizard Tia said there is a Seinfeld episode. I think maybe a lot of you will remember this. It was during this thing called Pledge Drive. And there's a character known as the Low Talker. This character speaks so quietly that it causes confusion and misunderstandings throughout the episode. And she says, and I agree, I believe that's what he's doing here. It's all part of his manipulation. And I agree. He's just coming across as an idiot. Well, let's just continue. And again, thanks to Hidden True Crime for letting us play this. I really appreciate it.
Organizing everything because I'm kind of the driver. And when he said, can you fit him in the front? I was completely and totally shocked. Because I thought he was talking about the two little motorbikes on the back that were strapped on the back. And so I was just like, why on earth would you stick some motorbikes in the front? Anyway, so I turned to a Gnomes, and she says, those girls in the back, they're Gnomes, or they might have been somebody else, maybe Rosie, I forget. She says, those girls in the back, and I was like, oh my goodness. So, anyway.
Do you have any additional thoughts or feelings about that stop?
Yes, I did. I decided, never mind, I decided not to answer that question.
Question 47, why would you knowingly drive off when the door to the trailer was open?
Because I didn't know it was open, and I didn't know they were back there, because I thought I saw them in the other vehicle, just like I wanted when we got to the highway, or got near the highway, or the freeway.
Question 48. What were the items in the trailer for?
We'd use that trailer to go around on camping trips and picnics, and we usually went on a picnic every week. I made sure that we did lots of hikes and picnics because this is what we like to do. We had fun. So that's what the whole thing was about, was picnicking and camping.
Did the girls that were in the caravan on the day of August 28th ever confide in you over things?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 51. Did you make the girls that were in the caravan aware that they had a choice regarding where they would be riding during the trip?
I didn't actually per se tell them, but I just thought they knew my nature, that they can reject anything that I suggest, anything. They might have believed they didn't have a choice, but they absolutely did. Just because they look at me like they did, look at me like I was special or something, whatever you want to call it.
Question 52. Did the mothers of the three girls that were in the trailer live with you?
Yes, they did. Well, no, one of them, well, I used to live in the same house as the third one, but I eventually moved to a different house. And yes, the two mothers of two girls did live in the house, the same house with me.
Question 53, have you ever had a psychoevaluation?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 54, do you share your teachings with any outside of your family and friends?
Yes, I do. Anybody that, I'm a strong believer in the law of attraction and science and mixing the two, so I like to share it with everyone.
Before the 2 stops that occurred in the month of August in 2022, did you have any criminal history?
Objection, relevance, and striking.
Sustained and stricken.
Question 56, is it common to have people on side-by-sides or UTVs in Colorado City, Arizona?
It is probably the most common place in the world to have stuff like that happen. It's just how we grew up. We don't, there's literally dozens and dozens of side-by-sides that drive around every day, and motorbikes with no helmets. And I don't know, there's just probably because there's a lot of children in that town. And so we do a lot of that stuff just by default. So it's kind of our history a little bit.
Question 59, how far is it from the Wendy's to where you were pulled over?
4.3 miles.
Question 61, what were the purposes for the phone calls between you and others in the group?
Mainly just so we could talk. Like I say, I'm a mentor. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on being mentored by other people concerning businesses and mindset. And so that's what I do is I mentor people and encourage them and teach them. And so that's what I did most of the time. And by the way, if somebody wanted to reject what I teach, they know very well they could. And I won't get angry at them at all. So that's what it was for. It was just, and also in this case, it was for safety because I knew those girls were back there.
Question 63, or excuse me, 62. Generally, did you give your family the right to reject your instructions?
Absolutely. And many of them could say that I often voiced, if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to go with me, if you don't want to do anything, you're welcome to leave right now. They all know that very well.
Question 63. Previous witnesses have mentioned that you may have seemed paranoid or on edge about potential law enforcement contact. Why is that?
Yes, like I previously stated, our town has had a whole lot of raids, literally. In 2008, they had a big raid in Texas, so they brought their tanks up to our temple door and smashed the door down.
Objection, relevance, and striking answer.
Sustained. The court will strike the previous answers.
So continue.
Your Honor, can he re-answer the question since the question itself wasn't objected to?
Reread the question. Go ahead.
Previous witnesses have testified that you seemed paranoid or on edge about possible law enforcement contact. Why is that?
As I mentioned earlier, officer forced me to stop. I had telepathic experience, and it was my subconscious mind, I guess, contacted his. I'm not sure how it all works, but and I know many of you have the same experience, but it showed me that they were trying to stack my charges so they could get me in prison. Anyway, then when we stopped at Silver Saddle, that informant was kind of angry, and he walks up and he starts kind of yelling at us, so where are you from? And so I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to call somebody, so I was already on edge. So that's the two reasons why.
Question 64. Was there extra space in any of the other vehicles in the caravan?
Yes, absolutely. They could have all fit in a different vehicle. They chose right back there, and I gave my consent.
Question 65. Is it generally the rule that what you say goes for those who are riding along in your caravan?
Yes, it is, but not by my choice. They respect me and love me, but it's definitely not because I tell them, you better do what I say or you're gonna be damned, and go to hell and all that other stuff.
Question 66. For how long were you on the highway on the stop that occurred on August 14th involving the side-by-side, and what were the speed limits on those roads?
Okay, repeat the question.
Yeah, so I'll break this into two questions. So how far were you going on the highway on August 14th of 2022 with your stop pulling the side-by-side trailer?
Okay, it was approximately 1 mile before the road turned off onto a really quite a small county road.
Then the second part of that question, what were the speed limits on those roads?
55, and when you turn off on the county road, I think it was 35 or 45, it kind of switched back and forth, sometimes 25 around corners.
Question 67, how much experience do you have as a driver?
I guess I mentioned that earlier, but I have literally hundreds of thousands of miles of driving experience, driving big heavy trailers, pulling stoves, like 40 stoves at a time behind this large gooseneck, or on this gooseneck truck or trailer behind a big Dodge truck and many other Ford trucks. So I have much experience in pulling trailers.
Question 68, given that there were many other adults on this trip, are you aware why you were the only one arrested in this case?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Question 69, several of the witnesses say that you didn't pull over immediately after you were told by occupants of the trailer that there were in fact people in the trailer and issues with the door. Why do you think they are asserting that you didn't pull over right away?
I don't know, but I did pull over as quick as I could once I got that call. I didn't feel like it was safe at the time, and also because I was so paranoid about that truck behind me. I didn't just pull over to the shoulder immediately because I could see that freeway exit just ahead, not too far, so I was going to pull up on that exit. And so, yeah, like I already stated, I pulled off and then Crosby pulled on beyond the exit. And then I pulled back on the highway and then pulled off right on the exit. He backed up down the shoulder and followed me into the exit. I forget the name of the exit, what number it was, and what all the road names are.
Question 70, was it your intention to continue down the freeway past Flagstaff, pulling the trailer with the alleged victims inside?
Not on my life.
Question 71, does your family ever suggest places to go or things to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Question 73, we observed some length of black material hanging from the left trailer door in Exhibit 59 from the state. What was that material?
Yeah, that was the seal, just like Anderson said. But I've actually ridden in that trailer before. Just I don't know, I don't even remember what it was for, but I rode back there, and it's definitely not real good ventilation, but there is ventilation for sure. And there's enough airflow. There is a little bit of circulation to where it's not extremely hot where you can't stand it. But yeah, but that's what the phone was for, is because I was just expecting them to tell me, if they have an issue, that pull over and fix everything. That's what the phones were for, half of the reason.
Question 74, what is your driving experience?
I guess that's a redundant question, so.
Actually, nice to answer.
And question 75, what has been your experience and occupation?
Objection, relevance, character.
Sustained. And no further questions.
All right.
Cross-examination.
Oh, this ought to be good. Cross-examination should be great.
Mr. Bateman, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me okay?
You can.
I want to talk to you about statements you've made about this case. And I want to start with talking about your opening statement. Do you stand by your opening statement?
I'm probably worded it wrong.
Okay. Do you stand by the claims that you made in your opening statement?
I'm not sure what to say. All I know is I do not want to harm anyone on the face of the whole earth. I don't even like harming animals or bugs. So I don't know why I would harm a person.
Okay, well, let me ask you about some of the statements that you made. And so you said in the opening statement that I shouldn't have done it. Do you agree with that?
I'm not going to agree with it.
You described the situation with the girls being in the trailer as dangerous. Do you agree with that?
Did I say dangerous? I don't remember, but I don't want to, I forget what the word is, I don't want to get myself in trouble to the law, so I'm not going to agree with it.
You described as what you did you described what you did as being dumb. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't as smart as I could have been, for sure.
You said that the girls begged to be back there.
I did.
And you let them go back there.
Reluctantly, very reluctantly, yeah.
But you gave permission.
I did.
You gave approval.
Not approval. Absolutely not approval. Not one bit of approval, but just permission.
But those girls were in your care.
You could argue that. They're in their mother's care.
But at the time, you were the adult that was with them, correct?
And so their mother was right behind us in their vehicles.
You were on the phones with the girls the entire time they were in the trailer?
I think so, pretty much, except for in swatchy places where the service wasn't good.
And you said in opening that the girls were used to riding in the trailer?
A lot, yeah.
And you just said that you rode the trailer?
Yeah. On dirt roads, home on the backwoods in the boonies. Yeah.
And you said in opening that the girls like to do those things?
Mm-hmm.
And you would allow it?
Just on the windy dirt roads. This was the first time we'd ever done it, absolutely, on the freeway, or the highway. At least that I can remember, and I'm not 100%, but I sure don't remember.
In one of your questions to law enforcement, you characterized the situation as being extremely dangerous.
I don't remember it. I don't know why I would have said that. It seems like a dumb thing to say.
Would you agree that as the driver of the truck pulling the trailer, this situation and the trailer and the girls was your responsibility?
Yeah.
And you knew they were back there, and you continued on your way with them back there for hours.
I did.
And that included, you're in the Flagstaff area?
Only because I didn't know they were back there. Once I didn't get Flagstaff, I wanted them to hop in the other vehicles and put their seatbelts on.
But they were back there when you were on Interstate 40 in Flagstaff, correct?
Yeah, but I promise you, I didn't know they were there.
But they were there, you knew they were there when you were on Highway 89, correct?
Yeah, I did.
I'm a little confused. So you learned that they were back, you knew they were back there the entire time. And you also didn't intend to continue that way past Flagstaff, you just testified. Help me understand. Help me understand.
Okay, and I realize I probably didn't describe it real well, but yeah, so we come to 389, stopped with Soar Saddle, and I'm not sure why, but we pulled into the station right south of Wendy's. I forget what it is, those C-store from there. And I think I went in, and they went in, and then I thought they'd come back out and close the door, because I saw this girl took it to the vehicle, and I thought all the other girls had gone to their vehicle, because I thought that was, I'd already described it as the plan. And so then I headed out, and I didn't realize that there was girls still in there doing stuff in the trailer, and the trailer door was open because Ruth forgot to close it. That's what they told me. And so I headed out, and then I got to the freeway entrance, and it was just like right on the freeway entrance, on the freeway, when I got a phone call. So I'm just kind of peeing out, and then all of a sudden this gentleman, Crosby, came up behind me. I'm just kind of freaking me out. So I really wasn't even thinking straight, but I got off as fast as I could. I exited the freeway, but Crosby followed me right into where I went to the parking lot, across the street from the U-Haul.
And you're aware that at that point in that area, the girls did get out of the trailer.
You mean after you stopped?
After you stopped, yeah.
Oh, I knew they were in there long before that because they phone called me.
There's just this kind of mysterious time period on I-40 where you don't know if they were in there or not.
Yeah, there's notice. Well, like I said, it was right when I was getting off of the sidewalk there. It's when I was entering the freeway. That's when I got the phone call, and so I didn't have time to really do anything. I thought, I'm going to pull off right on the side, but there's nowhere to pull off until you get quite a ways down into the freeway. And that's just like right at the time when Crosby pulled right behind me on the corner of the trailer. And I'd already had that, kind of freaked out over that guy that came up to us and started asking questions about, where you from, what you doing. And so I just pulled off as soon as I could, and I could see up ahead that there was an exit, and I was headed for that exit. And like I said, I just freaked out, pulled off to the side. He pulled over beyond the exit and stopped. And so I pulled onto the freeway a little bit and then pulled off on the exit. And so this time I didn't know they were back there, so I was trying to get off as quick as I could. It just seems a bit retarded to me to continue on when the door's open. So I just didn't want to do it.
And on that note, I guess from your opening statements, you said, it was dumb, I shouldn't have done it, I already know.
Yeah, but I didn't say that on the freeway. It was going down these very, very slow roads where I could pull off and slow down as slow as I wanted. There was a lot of traffic. And I guess what I'm saying is there's nothing in the whole world that's more important to me than my family and those that I care about. Nothing. I would never in anything try to harm those that I love, and anybody for that matter.
And so you agreed it was your responsibility to keep those girls safe that day?
Yeah, I do.
And you described yourself as an experienced driver. Does that include trucks with trailers?
It does.
And wouldn't you agree that as a driver of a truck with a trailer, it's your responsibility, both the passengers and the cargo?
Yes.
Your responsibility to know who's in your truck cab?
Yes, it is, although I didn't always do it because there's so many people. But, yeah.
And your responsibility to know who's in a trailer you're pulling?
Yes.
Or what cargo's in there?
Yes, it is.
And that was true on August 22nd. It was your responsibility.
August 28th.
Sorry, August 28th of 2022, I apologize. And August 20th, 2023, that was your responsibility, correct?
Yes, it was.
If you knew that it was unsafe, why did you let the girls be in the trailer?
I just really didn't think it was really unsafe. Maybe just a little bit because I knew that it was a little hot back there and the ventilation was very good, but I've driven, like I say, several 100,000 miles. I've never had any accidents that were my fault. I've been several accidents, and so I just trusted myself as a driver, and also whether people like it or not, I ask God to bless me every time we hop in that vehicle.
You testified that the items in the trailer were for camping and for picnics, correct?
That's right.
Were the reclining chairs, the couch, was that for camping and picnics?
You know what, I have no clue what else we're doing in there. I really don't, I didn't even know they were there until after the picture showed up. Because somebody put them in there when I wasn't watching.
Someone put a big reclining chair in there when you weren't watching?
I didn't know, yeah, but you have to realize that this trailer was parked at our home in Short Creek, in Colorado City, Arizona, parked there. And, the thing you need to realize, please, is that this is a huge family. This is 40 people. And for one little fella like me to try to keep track of everything, it's a big experience. So, yeah, I just can't keep track of everything. And yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're aware of a lot of picnicking and camping things being back there, but just somehow the recliner and chairs escaped you.
Yeah, I did.
Well, when you would ride back there, where would you sit?
I only did it once, and I wouldn't sit, I was standing.
You would stay in the trailer?
You know, just, it was probably empty. I mean, you can empty a trailer, you don't have to have all that stuff. It only takes you actually several minutes or seconds to remove all the stuff. And the one time I did do it, it was standing.
As an experienced driver, do you think it's a good idea?
Yeah, I do, actually. I just wanted to see how it felt back there. And you have to realize this isn't on the highway, this is on dirt roads. And which was about 99% of all the stuff we did was on dirt roads. Well, side by sides, we have motorbikes, and so we drive on these dirt roads. We go out to big sand dunes and drive them around.
Well, it's one thing for you as an adult to feel like it's okay for you as an adult to be standing back there. Don't you feel like it's a little different with young girls?
It depends on who the driver is. If it's a driver that I trust, then it's a little different.
Well, if you care about them so much as you've been testifying, I mean, why don't you put them in that dangerous situation?
Because they asked.
And you were in charge, and you made a decision, and you let them sit back there.
Okay. You must be mistaking me when I say I care about them. I have a heartfelt care for them that's worth my life. And I don't know, have you never had a child to ask you for something that wasn't working for them and they cried or whatever? And
Let me ask you about the phones real quick. And so you talked about you would be in constant communication. Were there times when the calls would drop?
occasionally, well, actually, there's quite a few places they drop. There are quite a few places where they do drop, but it's not for very long. It's only for a few minutes usually.
When the calls would drop, would you immediately try to get back on the phone with them again?
Absolutely. 100%.
And that happened on this trip and August 2022.
Absolutely, and every other trip.
Did you instruct the girls not to get out of the trailer
Oh,
in Flagstaff?
yeah, I probably did, yeah. Just because the cops were there, I didn't want to create a big scene.
No further questions.
I really don't have any cross-examination questions, so.
Okay, I was gonna ask you, Mr. Bateman, if you had any redirect questions that you wanted to have asked of yourself, or if you wanted to make a redirect statement. Or if you provided a continuation.
You know what, I think there's one question I have, but I'm not remembering. Can you give me just a minute to think about it?
Yeah.
I failed to write it down, I don't remember it.
All right, thank you. Is that all of your testimony in terms of redirect?
Should be.
All right, questions from the jury? We are going to have questions. Mr. Bateman, I will ask you each of those jury questions. The first is, once you were notified by phone the trailer door was not fully locked, why did you not immediately pull over?
Because I would have smashed into the guardrail of the off-ramp.
Next, did you take the trailer because there was no room for the girls in the cars?
Absolutely not. There may not have been plenty of room, but there was room for everyone.
Why was the trailer taken on this trip since you weren't camping?
Several reasons, because it's just nice to have all that different stuff when you have such a large group of people. And also when you're traveling with children, I'm sure you have children know that when a child needs a potty break, then you can't always find a convenience store, so we took that. That's what the work potty was for.
Did the girls' parents know they were traveling in a trailer across state?
I think all of them did, but maybe one.
When you got the call that the door was broke, were you surprised the girls were still in there, or did you think they were calling from another car?
No, I was shocked as could possibly be. I had no idea they were in there. I actually kind of panicked.
When you got off the freeway, why didn't you stop right away at a gas station?
There wasn't any gas stations between that where I exited off of, I forget the side street there as you come on 389.
Why did you drive farther before stopping?
Because it was like literally only 1 mile that I was driving, and I turned off on. Like I said, I don't know the exits, but I exited, and then just made all right corners, and it was literally only from the stoplight. It was literally only maybe several hundred feet that I was taking right-hand turns, so I didn't have to cross through the traffic. And then I just pulled it to, made another right-hand turn to the parking lot where I parked.
Guys, I apologize. I had to take care of some Websleuths business. Are these questions from the jury? Do we know? I did not hear. If somebody could let me know, or is this the redirect? I'm not. I don't know. If somebody could.
I believe we're on to the prosecution questioning him.
Okay, so in other words, this is still him just doing. He had his questions that he wrote. Somebody read them to him. Now this is the prosecution, right? It's a prosecution hasn't finished questioning him yet. And
Correct.
okay, so this is still. Jules and me says it's a redirect.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not.
It's a prosecution. Yeah.
A prosecution redirect.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused because there's cross-examination by the prosecution. Okay.
Yes, and then then the defense can come in, and then the prosecution can redirect.
Okay, so that's where we're at now. Is we've gone. The defense came back, and now the prosecution is back with a redirect.
Well, I thought it was just the first cross, but then Aspen says it's cross. Sorry.
Oh wait, no, yeah. So this is still cross-examination.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're still with that's what I want to know. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thanks. Okay, let's continue.
You said that you are very experienced when it comes to operating a vehicle with a trailer. Even before arriving at Silver Saddle, you operated a truck and trailer on highway speed roads for an extended period of time. Do you believe that if there were children in that trailer, those children would not be subjected to an unsafe situation?
That is kind of an interesting question, but because I was the driver and I felt like I had so much experience, I didn't feel like they were in great danger, but under normal circumstances, yeah, absolutely. Because I would slow down over any dangerous places or bumps.
that there was a couch in the trailer, where did you expect the girls to sit after you gave them permission to ride in the trailer?
Like I say, I was just a busy person, and I didn't really think about it. But we did have chairs back there all the time. So I probably just subconsciously thought they'd sit on the chairs. I should have thought about it, but I didn't.
Did you look in the trailer or make any attempt to secure items or make it safe for them in any way?
I don't think of it.
Why did you need to take a trailer to an event of which you were going to?
One for luggage and different things, the generator, because we like to stop out the movies and have lunch a lot of times. For the gasoline, for the porta potties, just basically extra space to haul things in.
Why didn't you pull over on the freeway?
There's probably a couple of reasons why. I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, but one of them is that's right when Crosby came up behind me, so I was kind of a little bit panicked and wondering why he was stopping or following me right on the corner of the trailer. And at the same time I was on the phone, so I knew that it was open because those girls' hands were out the door. So I think it was just kind of overwhelmed, probably why they just pull off on the, but I could look up and see an exit, so I pulled off on the exit, the first exit.
Do you see yourself as the adult ultimately responsible for the minors under your care, or do you think someone else of legal age on this trip was responsible for the decision to allow kids in the trailer?
Yeah, I do. I consider myself responsible.
Does the state have any follow-up questions based upon the jurors' questions?
Yes, Judge. So the generator and gas tank, it sounds like there was gas in the gas tank.
I have no idea.
Well, just that you would use it for stops or camping and things, and so wouldn't it make sense there would be gas in the gas tank for the generator?
Well, if you want to know the honest truth, I really didn't have a clue what was back there. I didn't check it.
Doesn't it seem a little bit irresponsible to not know if there's gas in the gas tank when there's girls inside?
It might be. I might could do it for sure.
You had booked an Airbnb for this trip, correct?
I had, or one of my friends had.
So what's the point of the generator and gas tank?
For when we stopped for lunch on the way in the movies, the trees and forests and stuff. That's what we did.
You would need to use the generator and gas tank to prepare lunch?
Often, yeah. We use it for, I don't remember what we used it for, we just carried it with us.
What kind of stove or device were you powering with the generator?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just know we always carried the generator with us because that's just what we did.
You were asked about not stopping sooner, and you agreed there are gas stations along Highway 89 on the route that you took in the Flagstaff area,
Yes.
past Silver Saddle Center,
Yes.
gas stations and restaurants,
Yes.
the Flagstaff Mall.
I really don't know.
And when you turned on a country club, is it your position there were no gas stations to stop at on Country Club?
I had no idea they were back there when I was on Country Club.
You didn't see the gas stations ahead of you as you approached I-40 on Country Club?
No, I had no idea they were back there. I thought they got out and got into different vehicles like we'd already talked about prior to this experience.
When you got into I-40, you didn't notice the signs along the road talking about upcoming gas stations or restaurants?
And there was only like, it's only like 1 mile from where I pulled off the Country Club on the freeway to the exit, to a mile, maybe 2.
When you got off I-40 into Butler, you didn't notice any gas stations there?
Yes, right across the street, I had to go clear through the traffic and wait through traffic, so I kept turning right, clear around, and then into the parking lot where I parked. I just kept it right and turned, so I didn't have to go through traffic and leave, because I was a little concerned that they don't want to come up with further. I mean, that's really concerned.
You didn't notice the gas station on the right after the exit?
I don't remember a gas station. Yeah, I told them, I must have, if there's one there, then I must have been so concerned about that guy falling that I didn't even see it.
What about restaurant parking lots?
It must be way different than I remember, because I don't remember anything. I just kept turning right till I pulled into the parking lot. I turned left because first, and then I turned right, just like Crosby was saying. I kept clear across the traffic because that guy was right behind me. And I knew those girls were back there, the doors open, so I was kind of scared. So I just kept turning right and kept turning back into the parking lot park.
So you drove past the Subway restaurant as well?
I don't remember anything.
You missed the McDonald's?
I don't remember anything other than I just parked as quick as I could, what I felt like as quick and safe as I could.
It seems like you went past an awful lot of businesses, gas stations and restaurants.
I haven't seen that way to you, but it didn't to me. It seemed like I tried to stop it as quick as I could. What I'm saying is I care about those people more than my life. I'm not trying to harm them.
Were you just so paranoid about police that you didn't notice all of those businesses?
I must have taken any notes.
No further questions?
Thank you, Mr. Bateman. Would you like to make any final statements in response to the jurors' questions?
Okay.
Thank you. If in that case, let me just confirm that there are no further questions from the jurors.
Yes,
Looks like
thank
there-
you.
oh, looks like we do have one. I'll pick it up, everyone come around.
Yes, thank you, God.
Right?
There is a God. Hold on. Oh, whoops, there's another one. Hang on just a second. Hang on. Sorry, guys, there's just a little bit more here. I'm sorry. I ended it too soon. Just a second. Here we go. I thought he was getting off.
I didn't time down. I didn't
Here,
know
I'm
when
gonna-
to time down.
Let me just back this up just a little bit.
From the jurors. Looks like there, oh, looks like we do have one. I'll pick it up, everyone come around. First, why did you tie down the 5-gallon jugs of water?
I didn't time down. I didn't know they were tied down. Someone else probably did it. You have to realize that, like I said, there's so many people in this group, and it's very difficult for me to keep track of everything that goes on.
Next, as an experienced driver, why did he not check the cargo trailer himself?
I should have.
Why did he not lock the cargo door himself?
I should have.
Is that part of an experienced driver's responsibility?
Yeah, it is. I got just busy, too busy.
If nothing was wrong in your view of things, why were you so paranoid?
I'm wrong is an interesting question. But part of the reason I was paranoid is because the first stop that I had when I had that telepathic experience, whatever you want to call it, and also the 911 caller, I think is who it was, came up and he was a little bit frustrated. I said, "Where are you guys from? What are you doing?" And so that got me kind of paranoid. And I knew that some police officers would have a problem with being a trader, even though I did look on the internet. And I typed, or maybe I asked them to do it, maybe I asked somebody or somebody to do it, to see if it's illegal for people to ride in trade.
Objection to strike, or sorry, objection to strike.
Excuse me.
Sustained is to the last portion of the answer, and that portion is stricken from the record.
I got it, I appreciate that, I see. In other words, we looked on Google to see if
Objection.
Sustained.
Can you explain to me what I'm doing wrong.
Come to school, I'll have everyone approach the bench.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, maybe not.
Oh,
Oh my God. You know what, guys? Can we stop it now, please? Please. I
yes.
just have to make it stop. I can't take it.
Yes.
My God, that was the most annoying, obnoxious thing I have witnessed in a long time. That stupid, just, yes, Your Honor, I just said when I was trying to, because I'm an adult.
He sounded like Chad Daybell, Trisha.
He did. He did.
Yeah,
But,
monotone and low.
God. Oh, those poor jurors. Please don't let there be somebody believing this bullshit. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that scares me. Okay, now we are going to get on to this missing woman. She's from Australia. Her family came into our chat tonight. And let me share this screen with you. Hang on. Dee, 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 dee. Dee, dee, dee,
I
dee, dee.
uploaded 2 things of her. The
Okay.
poster and her picture.
Okay,
clothes.
let's pull those up here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, here's her poster, everybody. Now tell us about it, Stacy. I'm going to put the link in chat. This is where we're discussing it on websleuths.com. And this is what we do on websleuths.com. This is where our members shine, is when it comes to missing persons. She's from Australia, and I believe she was in Las Vegas. So, Stacy, give us her name and what's going on.
So I'm going to hope I say the last name correctly. Sally Contarino, and she's 26 years old. And there's not much information available. What I do know from what I've read, is that the last time her family spoke to her was June 20th. Supposedly, she was supposed to catch a flight back on June 21st. There's no evidence she got on the flight, and nobody has heard from her. And they believe she could have been, like on the Nevada-California border when the last time around there, right
Yeah,
before.
aren't they? I've read something that they are looking for her in California as well. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, it says California, so I would think that would kind of be a given, a safe bet to check both,
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, there isn't much information out right now for us to like work with or try to help with.
There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's and that's it. Literally, that's what we have now is this. And I'm putting up the link here. I just had to shorten it, had to make it a short link. I'm putting the link in chat. Please, everybody, go read what our Web Sleuths members are saying about Sally here, because
her sister, Amy, says she frequents both Palm Springs and Nevada.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Take that down. You know what we can ask? Is everybody, please, if you think you see her, you never know, it could be her. They recommend call 911, call your local police department, and on the flyer, the Las Vegas Police Department, you can call them.
Mm-hmm.
Their number's actually at the bottom of the flyer. Let me see. And I believe, I'm not sure if the flyer's on the thread. I can go post it if it's not.
Oh, no, it's there. It's the first post.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's absolutely the first post there. And there is the police number. It is, I'll put it in chat so you can read it. It is 702 828 828. What? 828.
Thank you, Aspen.
And 3111.
Yeah. If everybody could share on their social media,
Yes.
you never know who's going to be, who will come across it,
And again, here is, if you share this link right now that I'm putting up in chat that says Web Sleuths discussion, Web Sleuths, I'm going to put Web Sleuths Sally discussion. This has the this poster right there, and then it has all the information you need. Like I said, this is where our members shine. So, oh, come on. There we go. Here it is. And it's a short link because our links on Web Sleuths are so long for some reason. So there you go. So if you share that, that will give everybody everything they need. So I'm going to put her picture up. Everybody take a good look here. And like Stacy said, even if you think you have seen her face.
Mhm.
Call. If you're wrong, that's okay. Rather do that than miss the opportunity if you've seen her.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know if hold on here. Mhm. Let's see.
And I'm posting the flyer and her photo on my X account
Good.
for everyone, and I'll put it in Facebook.
Good. And
And,
was her
you
sister
know,
looking for Amy's comment here?
I had put it on the screen. I don't know
Right.
if you
Well,
took it down.
I had to take it down to get the police
Yeah.
department number. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to find it again here, and I can't find it. But is Amy her sister? Is what I am asking.
Yes.
Okay,
One
Amy.
of them. Yeah.
Okay, Amy, if you're still in chat, can you tell us anything else, Amy? Anything else about your sister? It would help to know, has she had mental breakdowns where she has disappeared before? Nobody is judging, but this is really important to know so people can look in certain areas. Okay, so please don't. Here's the thing, nobody's going to judge anything about your sister Sally, but the more information we have, the more people can look. So if you have any other information, that would be fantastic. Absolutely. And don't hesitate to email Stacy if there's anything we can do at websleuths.com. Email Stacy and she'll get us that information. But we'll do anything we can. Yeah, Bellatina, I'm a little confused. Bellatina says, was she last known to be in Vegas? Because that's kind of what the headlines are saying, that she was last in Vegas. But then I hear she was on the border of Nevada and California. I'm just kind of confused. Do we know, Amy, do we know the last place that she was seen? Let's see here. Yes, she struggles with mental health. My older sister emailed Stacy more info. Okay.
Oh, great. Okay.
Stacy, do you have that handy?
Let me look at it right now.
And Amy said she was last known to be in Nevada. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
I mean, she could be at a homeless shelter. She could be in a hospital, There's, unfortunately, there's so many places she could be. So, Phyllis Jarrett, I believe, and Amy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Sally was here with other family members. Is that correct? I'm not sure. Stacy, what does the email say?
Yeah, I haven't got a new one yet. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Amy said no, she was traveling alone. Yes, I know she missed her flight. And she would have, Amy, would she have money and debit credit cards on her? Okay, Amy says she spent most of her time hiking in Vegas. Okay.
Yeah, and see, in this article, it says it is believed Miss Contarino may have been in the California or Nevada areas prior to her disappearance. So, I would go with what the family's saying, obviously.
Right.
But, it's California. It wouldn't hurt to check California. We're right here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she had little money, not much.
Mhm.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So I hope they check the homeless shelters, the soup kitchens and places like that. Amy, do we know where she was hiking? Let's see. Amy says she was in Palm Springs until the 17th or 18th, and then she went to Nevada. Okay,
That
Palm
explains
Springs,
that.
California. Okay, gotcha.
Explains
Do
that.
we know, like, what mountain range or the area that she may have been hiking in Las Vegas?
Oh my gosh, I have to look for that. I read that because that picture, I think, is from there. And Amy says Lone Mountain and Mount Charleston.
Okay, good. Well, and I'm assuming that the Las Vegas authorities know that that's where she would hike. Sorry, hike. So, here we go. And here is Sally's other sister. This is Lauren. Lauren, thank you so much for coming in tonight. And again, I just want to say we are so sorry that you are going through this nightmare. We can't imagine. And we'll do anything we can to help. The best thing we can do is get Sally's picture out there, especially to the people in the area. So, oh, thank you, Lauren. She says, I've posted some updates on websleuths.com. Okay, let me go there right
Perfect.
now.
Yeah,
Let me
perfect.
go there. I'll grab those really quickly. And by the way, for those that go to Websleuths, I've told the mods that she is verified and not to remove any updates. So let's see
Perfect.
here.
Yes.
Mm,
And
mm,
Lauren
mm.
and Amy, you have my contact information. Feel free to text, call anytime, you know, if there's anything we can do.
Okay, now I'm not seeing. Oh, here it is. Let me read this to you. My sister, Sally Contarino, 26, a frequent traveler to Palm Springs, California, and to Las Vegas, Nevada. She loves the desert, culture, and wildlife in these areas. She was last heard from friends and family in Australia on the 20th of June around 11 a.m. That's GMT 7, and that I'm not sure what that means. I know it's
General
a certain
time.
is that no, it's a world type of time, and I don't know how to transform it into Pacific time. Does somebody know? Somebody in the military, tell me what this means.
Right.
Hold on. Let me put this in
That's it.
chat. Tell me what this means in Pacific time. If you saw this, what time would it be in the Pacific time zone?
Oh, the Greenwich
Greenwich Mean
Time.
Time. Yeah.
It's 7 hours ahead of Pacific.
Okay.
Right.
So that
I got it now.
1100 hours, is that 11 a.m.?
Yes. 1100 to 11 a.m.
Okay, so 7 hours ahead would be 6 p.m. Pacific. So
Fortunately, I know military time because growing
okay,
up with it in my house.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I think that is 7 or 6 p.m. Pacific time. So let me get back to the post here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Mm-hmm. And here's a brief summary of her last known whereabouts. And let me put this link in chat right now. And I'll put this in the description under the video when we're done here as well. So here's the link if anybody would like to follow along. In fact, what I will do, there we go, is, let me do this here. I'm going to share the screen here. Here's a brief summary of her last known whereabouts. Timbers Bar and Grill, closed-circuit TV footage in which confirmed that Sally was present at the evening of June 19th. She arrived on foot at approximately 8:45 p.m., sat at the bar, had drinks, played gaming machines, spoke with other people. She departed at approximately 10:28 p.m., leaving alone and walking eastbound along Cheyenne Street. According to the detective's report, Sally did not appear to be under any stress and seemed calm and enjoying herself. Sally messaged friends on June 19th at 200 hours Greenwich Mean Time 7. I'm about to hike up Lone Mountain, then go home. I fly back tomorrow. Closed circuit TV footage from the Timbers Bar on the night of June 19th. And then when she returned to the bungalow's hostel later that night, early morning, June 20th, the property manager confirmed that Sally left her luggage at the bungalows after checking out. She checked out remotely via the hostel's website. There is yet to be confirmed of her leaving via CCTV. Sally purchased a Greyhound bus ticket to travel from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. This is her normal travel route to the airport on her return journey back to Melbourne. However, it was confirmed the ticket was not scanned upon departure, and she was not sighted on CCTV boarding the Greyhound bus, nor was she within the vicinity. Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. Okay, let's see. Evening of June 19th. Okay. And then she says, I fly back tomorrow. So that's June 20th. So early morning, June 20th, she returned to the bungalow's hostel. So she came back from the hike. That's important. That was my fear, was that she hadn't returned from that hike. But she came back from that hike, according to the bungalow's hostel. Okay. She came back in the early morning of June 20th. The property manager confirmed that Sally left her luggage at the bungalows after checking out. Now that's interesting. She left her luggage there, but she checked out remotely on the hostel's website. But there is no confirmation of her leaving the closed circuit TV. Okay, you know who I want to talk to? I want to talk to that property manager.
Yep.
That's who I want to talk to. How does that property manager know that Sally left her luggage? Did the property manager, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, did she just find the luggage? And was she seen? Who saw her at the Bungalows Hotel in the early morning of June 20th? That's what's important. Okay. To me,
Yeah,
that's what's
so-
important. Stacey,
yeah.
go ahead. I was going to finish, but go ahead.
Sorry. So if she checked out on the website, if it's her, we don't know, but it says she checked out. So then they would have sent in somebody to clean the room and they probably found it, the luggage.
Okay. So then, so what we need to know is who saw her come home the early morning hours of June 20th.
Yep.
How do they know she came home? That's what concerns me, because like I said, I was worried that she didn't come back, but they're saying that she did come back. So obviously they have a way of checking to see if she used some sort of entrance. I would assume there'd be some sort of closed circuit TV, and I would assume that the Las Vegas Police Department are checking that footage to make sure she did show up on June 20th. Who was the last person to see her?
Right.
And why do they say that she came to the hostel in the early morning of June 20th? Did they see her, or did some electronic trail indicate that she showed up there? So, and as a property manager, like you said, Stacey, are they just going by that they found her luggage? Or did she see her and she didn't leave with any luggage, and I mean, who knows? That's it.
Well, yeah, if they say, so from working at a hotel and stuff, if they say she left her luggage, then that means they saw the luggage is still there.
Right. That's what I'm
That's-
saying.
Yeah, so the luggage is there, meaning she checked out, but her luggage is gone. I mean, still there. So
Right.
that's what that would be. But so now it says there's no CCTV of her leaving, which okay, that maybe we can't say for sure, but it sounds like there may be CCTV of her in the area at the hostel. I don't know from that if that means there's not footage of her leaving because there isn't
Okay,
a camera.
hold on. We've got more information from Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren, her sister, said her luggage is still locked up at the hostel. Okay.
Yeah.
And she said the CCTV are you talking about the luggage or the CCTV is available to the police according to the bungalow's hostel?
Perfect. So there is CCTV.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. When she says it's available, is it's the luggage or is it's the closed circuit TV? I don't know which one that is. So
Yeah. So
hold
Aspen
on, hold
says,
on. Just Stacey, hold on one sec, okay? Hang on. Lauren says CCTV saw her come home. It has not been confirmed if CCTV confirmed her leaving. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, so now we know for sure that she was seen coming home to the hostel. That's all I was trying to find out. Okay, so that is good right there.
Yeah.
It has not been confirmed if CCTV saw her leaving. So they need to talk to everybody at that hostel, which I'm sure they are doing. Okay. So, but she checked out remotely. Then she doesn't, then see that, there you go. There is the question. If she checked out remotely, then she doesn't get seen leaving the premises. Well, they should see her on TV, even if she didn't check out. They should see her leaving.
Either way, even if
right,
she
either way.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So what I was going to mention is Aspen says what he's reading. It says CCTV footage from the Timbers Bar on the night of 19th of June. And then when she returned the bungalow hostel later that night, early morning, 20th of June. So I assume they have her on CCTV footage.
That's just what Lauren, that's just what I read. That's just what Lauren said, that they do have that. So, and that's what I was trying to get to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have her coming to the hostel, and then not that she hasn't they haven't seen any closed circuit television yet showing that she was leaving. However, she checked out remotely.
Right. Yeah.
That's suspicious to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like what Aspen and Lauren said, that's correct. That's what I thought was important about that is they're talking about they have footage from the bar. You know.
Amy
So
says,
yeah.
right. Amy says, we currently have no family in the U.S. I'll be landing at 7 a.m. Saturday, the 27th. Stacy, will you give her my phone number, please?
Yes.
Now, I'm in Dallas, Texas. I'm far away, but we can help you navigate a little bit. Okay. Because I'm sure when you get here, it's going to be very confusing. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hang on. Okay. Here's the thing. Let's just review this really quickly. They have her going back to the hostel on June 20th, early morning hours. We don't know if there is any closed circuit video of her leaving yet, but she did check out remotely. She did not use her Greyhound bus ticket. She did not board her flight. So the key to everything is right there at the hostel. It's that closed circuit television video of her leaving. If they saw her coming in, see, I don't know how the setup is there. If they saw her coming in, I would assume they would have to see her leave the same way. I can't imagine there's a back way where she could avoid the cameras, you know? So again, this is just me, but the whole question is right there at that hostel. Who was the last one to see her? Is there any closed circuit television video available of her leaving? Because they don't know. And then that's it. There's your key right there. There is where they have to start. And I'm assuming that is where the detectives are starting. And Lauren, let's see. She says she checked out online, leaving her luggage at the hostel. The hostel gave her luggage locked away. The luggage is
locked away.
Gotcha. But the luggage, that's what we were talking about, what was available to the police. The luggage is available to the police. That's great. That's wonderful. Now, when you're there, if you want, I can contact some local media. I can't guarantee they'll do anything, but I can try. And I can give them your number, Lauren, okay? I can give them your number. And if you want to talk to the local media while you're there, that might be the thing to do. I don't know about the police department that you're dealing with. I would assume they want to find Sally as much as you do, and will do everything they can. But Stacy, it can be very frustrating for families working with the police sometimes. So,
yeah.
Okay, now Stacy, what do you have to say? I just wanted to make sure everybody understood where everything was and where it stands right now. So go ahead.
Well, I have something to say now. I didn't, and I was just breathing, I think.
Okay.
But just so she knows, I'm in California. I have close family that live in Las Vegas. So if we need any kind of navigating in the area or help with locations or anything, my family would be more than willing to help.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for that. And again, I can be as your go-between between the media, because in this case, I would recommend, in these cases, we recommend that the media become involved, the local media.
Yeah.
And this would be, I would assume, a good story. Somebody from Australia, last seen going into a hostel, but don't know if there's anybody seen her coming out yet. Again, big clue right there. Now, if she's seen leaving the hostel without her luggage, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, because then where did she go? Who picked her up?
Mm.
Well, yeah, exactly. Aspen says, I've stored luggage at at a hotel after checking out if I wasn't leaving until later the day. That's true, but she was leaving that day. Unless she was leaving like late and was going to come back and get it later and then board the bus, which could be. Absolutely. But the
Yeah,
key,
because maybe she had a gap between checkout time and when she was supposed to catch the bus. Maybe.
right. But the key is that closed circuit television. Did anybody see her leave? That's the key, I think. So, yeah, please sure and give her, let's see. I'm not sure where I mentioned Idaho. It's an error. Can you please point it out? I did not see you mention Idaho at all. Did anybody mention Idaho?
I didn't see it, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Anyways, she says it was a mistake.
Yeah, so Idaho has nothing to do with it. Thank God. I can't take any more cases from Idaho, please. Thank you. No more.
Yes.
But, okay, so.
You're fine, Lauren. You're doing great.
Oh, Lauren, you are. Don't worry.
Yes.
Don't apologize for anything. You are doing fantastic, my dear.
Yes.
You know. No, you're doing good. You're doing great. What you're doing right now is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay? Don't even worry about it. You are doing a fantastic job. And the people here in chat just want to help, okay? So, and Lauren, if you could also check back on websleuths.com, that information that you gave, and see if anybody has any questions. And I'm going to go on there and post that you posted in chat what we just said, okay? That so everybody on websleuths.com, again, let me tell you, there's two things. There's this live stream, and then there's websleuths.com, which is a true crime discussion forum, and they're connected. And I'm going to go post on the true crime discussion forum that there's closed circuit TV of her coming back in the early mornings of the 20th, but we don't know yet about closed circuit TV of her leaving. Her luggage was left there, and her bus ticket was not scanned in. I'm going to make sure that information is posted there as well. So let's see here. Yeah, Hidden True Crime is local, but remember, Jules, Hidden True Crime is out of town. So I don't want to say that they can help when they're in another state right now, reporting on another trial. So let's see here. Oh, here we go. She frequents this hostel, so I can ask detectives to check if she leaves it locked after checkout on any previous days. Yeah, it's really important to find out who was working there, their background too. Okay? Yeah, and as Wendy Wobbles says, if there's anything we can do at all to help, please reach out. I will share this with my sister who lives outside of Las Vegas. Yeah. So absolutely anything we can do, Lauren. And you are doing great. Don't worry. Good Lord, if I had realized that she was waiting, I'd have shut that idiot down, that Sam Batement. God, I don't ever want to hear from him again. That was painful. But you know what? It was good to see because, again, Sam Batement is running his cult from behind bars. He had people in there, those women, he has wives in court, you know, trying to protect him. So, that's a good idea. How about if we post some questions now, and then I'll make sure that our members on websleuths.com post them there. So, again, the biggest thing. Okay, thank you. Amy says, and Amy's her other sister. I'll email you my U.S. number once I've arrived. Oh, that is great. Absolutely. And Stacy, be sure and give Amy my number too, okay? Stacy? Okay.
Sorry,
Anyway.
I'm emailing. Yes, I will.
Okay.
I heard you.
Thank you. Okay. Now, let's see here. To me, the biggest question is, was Sally seen on CCTV leaving the hostel? That to me is the biggest question. That's the one that needs to be answered. I believe she does have a cell because she talked about contacting friends. So, but to me, that's the biggest question right there. And like Kelly says, yes, for sure about her usual habits with her luggage. Right. Did she lock it there, leave it, and then come back to get it later? So Amy says, unfortunately, they can't ping Australian phones from the US. And that, yeah, she had an Australian phone. So if they're not able to ping, then they can't use the electronic data to find her. So this is a good question too. Good Jane 54 says, was she alone when she came back? So that's a great question. And was she ever with anybody? That's another one. And if so, do they know who? Was Sally ever with anyone? And
Actually,
if so,
it's funny. I just asked Lauren that in an email. So, Lauren, I just sent you another email with a little information and a couple of questions. Yeah. Yeah.
so there we go. Lauren says the U.S. is having problems pinging an Australian mobile number. Currently trying from over here. Yeah. Boy, I would think that they somehow could be able to do that, but it's hard, you know. And
Yeah. When the phone's not in your name, say they have a real hard time with it unless you.
well, I don't think that's it. I think it's because it's an Australian number is the problem. That's what they're saying.
Well, I'm talking about even in Australia, like
Right.
getting phone records, see the last text messages or phone number somebody engaged with.
Amy says it's either been off or she hasn't accepted it in days, as no
Access.
messages, even on internet apps like Messenger, don't deliver. Oh, accessed. Sorry, accessed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me read that again. It's been off or she hasn't accessed it in days, as no messages, even on internet apps like Messenger, don't deliver. So
Interesting.
let's see here. Hold on. Kelly J says, Amy, do you know if she's ever checked out online before like this? Or is this unusual for her? And Amy says, Kelly, we do not know yet. So that's fine. We'll be, we're almost wrapping it up, Lauren. So if you need any more help, Stacy, make sure that both the sisters have my email and my phone number. They can text, call, email me, whatever they need. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. Go to websleuths.com to that discussion thread, and I will start posting some information there and ask our members to come up with questions that might help you. Okay. So thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much. And Amy, thank you. And again, we are so sorry that you're going through this, and we'll do everything we can to help you, my dear. Okay. Everything. So you go take care of whatever you need to do. And we're here. Thank you, Stacy, for helping us facilitate that. I really appreciate it. And Stacy, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know about this case until you told me.
Oh, yeah, it's very concerning. It's very scary.
It's really scary. It's very scary. So, but we're here for you. Okay. We are here for you guys. So don't hesitate. And it'll take me about an hour or so before I can get to websleuths.com and post what I want to post. But feel free to post whatever you need to post on the forum. Okay. And I've told the mods just to let you go. Don't worry about the rules or anything. Just post whatever you need to post. So, okay. One final thing, Stacy.
Yes.
I have a homework assignment, but it's really good. It's a really good one. I need everybody to definitely watch The Many Lives of Benjamin Kyle. And here is why. I was very privileged, myself along with Phrase, to interview for quite some time the documentarians that put this 4-part series together. And it was fascinating. Now, Benjamin Kyle was the man found behind Burger King, and he claimed he was beaten and couldn't remember who he was. Well, that was a lie. And how Websleuths got involved was in 2010. I found out it was a lie because I saw the medical records from the paramedics, which you couldn't post because illegally you couldn't post them. But I saw that he had no injuries. He had no blood. There was nothing. They said he had like scratches and bug bites on him, and that's it. But they said he was beaten bloody and he had head injuries and nothing like that, nothing. So I went on websleuths.com because we had a big discussion going on about it because it was this guy with amnesia and the whole country is trying to help him find out who he was. And I went on and I said, we're not talking about it anymore because Benjamin Kyle's a big liar. I said, he didn't have any head injury. He's making this all up. I said, he's doing it for attention. I was so disgusted. Well, apparently I found out later that didn't make him happy at all. He did not like Websleuths. In fact, that upset him a great deal, which made me very, very happy. But a few days ago, Fraser and I were able to interview these amazing filmmakers. And we got a really good behind the scenes look at what they went through with Benjamin Kyle. I'm going to put in the chat right now links to some of the places that you can live stream this. Now it's available on Hulu. Here's the thing. It's by Discovery ID. So wherever you can get Discovery ID, that's where you can get this. Okay. In fact, hold on. It split up the thing that I didn't want it to. Just a second here.
So I watched it on HBO Max for anybody that has that.
Right.
My Polar says I don't have Hulu. Yeah, like Hulu. So many streaming services are integrating now, like Hulu's with Disney and HBO, and then there's HBO by itself. And, there's just so much going on. But HBO has Discovery ID, and then so does Prime. So,
Yeah, it's you can find it in a lot of different
yeah.
places. It's Discovery ID. That's what they're looking for. Is Discovery ID, and it's The Many Lives of Benjamin Kyle. And Benjamin is spelled weird. It's not spelled with an I at the end. It's spelled with an A. So let me just put this up here. Let's see. Benjamin Kyle. And this is the other link. I'm putting up 3 links to where you can watch this. It's a 4-part series. I'm in it for approximately 1.2 seconds. I don't even know where this interview came from because it's an old one that I gave somewhere somehow. So it's pretty funny. Yeah, they showed us some video that they didn't put in the docuseries, and he's calling us web sluts. I'm like, oh yeah, that's real creative. Like I've never heard that before, Benjamin. Unbeknownst to me, I was when I say I mean Websleuths.com was the first major outlet to come out and say this guy's a liar. And it took years for other outlets to recognize that. I mean, he was on Dr. Phil and oh my God. But anyway, I really need you to watch this because Saturday night, we're going to run this interview and it's about 90 minutes long. It's a great interview, even if you haven't watched the documentary. But if you've seen the documentary, it's an incredible interview. And by that, I mean, I don't talk very much. The filmmakers do. And they tell you amazing stories. And there has to be a season 2. We haven't even begun to look at season 1 yet. I mean, season 1 did not, let me change that. Season 1 did not begin to wrap up Benjamin Kyle's life and his lies. So everybody know that on Saturday night, we're going to do a special live stream with this recorded interview. So if you can, watch The Many Lives of Benjamin Kyle. And when we come on tomorrow night, we'll talk about it again. Okay. And then I'll put the links up again. It's just remember Discovery ID. Wherever they have Discovery ID, you should be able to find The Many Lives of Benjamin Kyle. And then I will also be putting up the link to the discussion forum because they asked for our help at the end of the interview. I said, what can we do? What can we do to help? And the biggest thing we can do to help is try and find pictures of Benjamin between a certain time frame. And we'll talk more about that actually the night of the interview. So we're going to show the interview on Saturday. So that gives you tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday day. And we'll probably do it Saturday night, like at 8 Eastern. Okay. So I'd really like you all to watch The Many Lives of Benjamin Kyle. And then we can all watch this together. Okay. Okay,
And just
everybody. Oh, go
And
ahead.
just to mention real quick for those who can't find where to watch it, so on Amazon Prime, you can buy the season for $9.99. So it's the whole show, or you can get a free trial to Discovery through Amazon Prime and
There
watch
you
it.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of confusing with all of these new streaming services. It's like, it's hard to know what to do. So just know that that you can find it. Just remember Discovery ID. Yeah, I see it on Amazon Prime. I have Amazon Prime. I love it. So
Yeah.
Wendy Wobbles, he is a complete loser. And now remember, also, I will be posting in the description under this video the link to the Websleuths discussion about the case we were just talking about. Okay, and this is
Benjamin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. I was
Okay,
thinking out
this
loud. Sally and Benjamin.
okay, no. Hold on,
Wait,
back up.
I got.
I got this, Stacy.
Yeah.
I swear I got
I
this.
said
I
I
do.
was thinking out loud, and I didn't
Okay.
mean for you to hear me.
Okay. In the description of the video, when we're done here, I'm going to post the link to the Sally Contarino discussion. This is the young lady we were just talking with her sisters in our chat. She is missing from the Las Vegas area, and you can go to that link. I'll put it in chat again, but I will put it in the description here in about an hour. Okay, so here we go. And then we'll post some questions for our Websleuths members. And then hopefully when her sisters get here, we'll be able to help her. Because, you know, it's got to be so terrifying, you know, to just have your sister vanish. And here's the thing. I hope the police don't go, well, you know, she's had some issues before and, you know, she probably just wanted to get away. I hope they don't dismiss them. That will really upset me if they do. Because why isn't there any closed circuit TV of her leaving the hostel? How come they have it of her coming but not going? That's what I want to know. So we'll help her any way we possibly can. So, oh, thank you, Aspen. We'll show that tomorrow night. We'll talk about this tomorrow night too. Aspen said he sent you a video from the hostel showing the outside, so that's good.
Yeah.
So this will be our number one story tomorrow, for sure. And by the way, the Samuel Batement trial, he's done, so we won't have to put up with his bull. So we're going to see the prosecution is going to put on some great witnesses. Now, some of these witnesses are minors still, and so we will not be showing those, but we'll be showing the other adults, and we won't have to put up with his stupid ass. I'm so loving. I just talk quietly. And you can hardly understand me because I'm just so meek. No, you're not. Oh God. I'm telling you, I have to take another blood pressure pill because that man has 10-year-old brides, for God's sake. You know, it's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So, oh, thank you, Kimberly Down Under says I'm from Australia, and giving my support. Thank you. We'll be talking about this again tomorrow night, my dear. Okay. So be sure and join us tomorrow night. Kelly, I don't know if they're finished as far as Samuel Batement. I don't know if they're finished with their case. I don't know because nobody's covering it except for Lauren. and I haven't had a chance to watch Lauren tonight. So I haven't seen any newspaper articles, news articles on it or anything. So there might be something here, but when I looked earlier today, I couldn't find anything. And I don't know what defense they'll put on, but we'll see. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. I want to thank our wonderful moderators. You guys are absolutely amazing. Four Sons Mom, Lynn Jen 2, Love and Coco, also Detective's Daughter, Moonlight View, and Leisha Gallegos. Ladies, thank you so much. Tomorrow, we'll be talking more about Sally and what has happened to her in Las Vegas. And look under this video here in about an hour. I'll have the appropriate link so you can click on everything and see what we talked about. And remember, you have to watch The Many Lives of Benjamin Kyle. It's pretty much available wherever you can get Discovery ID. And then Saturday night, we're going to have a special live, YouTube Live, Websleuths YouTube Live, with a recorded interview that it'll blow your mind. It is, these people that did this documentary are incredible. So thank you, Stacy. Everybody, will see you tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern on Websleuths YouTube Live. Bye-bye.